Man, I still can't shift this cold. It's really, really bugging me. And it's affecting my ability to actually get anything taste-wise done. Because, you kind of need all of this to be working properly. I remember when we had the fun times of COVID, and seeing people write comments saying like, please, Lord, don't let this man get COVID, otherwise we're screwed with our teas. And I was chuckling at the time, but then I did kind of think about it and think, yeah, what if I lose my sense of smell or taste? What happens if I get anosmia? What's going to happen? I mean, in a way it would force me to just switch it up and do something different, which is kind of interesting. It's like that thing, isn't it? Like they say, like, you never know if something's good or bad really at the time, isn't it? It's like even something that seems like really awful at the time could actually become like a really good moment in your life looking backwards. And I do think that trying to be non-reactionary, not trying to judge whether or not something's good or bad when it happens to you, but just going, okay, that happened, is a really good way to work, because it allows for you converting it, transforming it into something more positive. Right, tonight, this evening, I want to taste some Snowflake Dancong. For those of you who don't know what Snowflake Dancong is, Snowflake Dancong is the last picking of the year as it gets very cold in Fenghuang Mountain, in Phoenix Mountain. And they traditionally, some producers will pick some very late harvest, winter harvest Dancong, and process it without too heavy a roast, usually a lighter roast. And this usually is more reminiscent of lightly oxidized Baozhong, Taiwanese style strip oolongs. It has that very light, airy, snowy quality to it. We sell it as Snow Phoenix, Phoenix Mountain, Snowflake Dancong. Not particularly revolutionary name, but it does the job. And every year I taste it, and I would say the hit rate on Snowflake Dancong is not very high. I mean, we very rarely get it, because oftentimes it's too light. It's very similar to some of the criticisms that I often throw at Baozhong in Taiwan, is that it's a bit too light for me, a bit too much of the light in the air and not enough of something special. I don't need it to be like super crazy aromatics, just enough of that, structure and foundation to sort of make me pull the trigger. So let's see. We shall see. We shall see what the 2025 harvest is like. How you all doing out there? We're in the middle of, we're at the tail end of Black Friday sales. And so by the time you watch this, they will be over. And it's just such a weird time of year. I have to say it in my raw, honest vlog, it's such a weird time of year, because it really is a time of year that can make or break our year, because it's so potentially beneficial to get all of those extra sales in. And the converse is true. If we don't have a good sales period, then it really is that's like having 3 bad months, right? 1 bad month is like having 3 bad months, or 4 bad months. It's like an entire quarter of like your year's worth of potential income, and you're just like, if it's bad, it can be a bit depressing. But at the same time, so obviously, therefore, it's really important that we try our best to get the deals out there that are good deals, and not these bullshit manufactured deals, which is it winds me up. These products which are so specifically purchased in for Black Friday. In other words, you buy something in, you intentionally make it a ridiculously overpriced thing so that you can cut it by 50%, right? And go, whee, you know. There's so much of that crap going on. The same in January. The January sales, it's just so much. I remember going to a shop and like speaking to a buyer, and they're like, "Oh no, we just buy in new stock for January sales." Like, what do you mean? It's like, oh, it's never anything that's on discount. We just see it as a new release, but we intentionally make the prices higher and then cut them so it looks good. It's like, that's just some whatever. You know, people do what they need to do, but like, I don't want to do that. So for us, like the Black Friday sales are genuinely like, you know, this is a product and we're giving you a substantial discount. And we got a few little comments, people saying, oh, your discounts aren't big enough. It's like, we're giving you 20% off. Like, you have to question if a company is able to like blanket give you like 40, 50% off. It's like, you've got to question that, right? You've got to question, well, if you can give 50% off on so many of your product lines. So we picked a few that were like, okay, we'll give 50 on those, like a few products, but basically most of it's 20%. And you've got to question, like, how can you be giving 50% off and still be like okay with the money you're making? Like, profit margins are a slippery thing, and everyone has a different approach, and like, you know, it depends on the industry and depends on lots of different things. But you know, when a company is able to give 50% off, yeah, I don't know, doesn't seem real to me. What about you? Does it seem real? Sometimes genuinely it's end of line, you want to like move the product off the shelf, or you've over-ordered, and sometimes you're prepared to take a big hit, right? You just go like, okay, let's just take a hit, let's make hardly any money on this because we need to clear shelves and we've got, you know, slow product or whatever. Like, I get it, sometimes that happens, but that's not what's happening for most of these things, right? It's mostly, you know, 40% off the whole site, you know. Anyway, that's my little rant over. What was I talking about? Oh, so yeah, it's an important time of year, but at the same time, truthfully, because I'm also buying, right? I'm got to make use of like any potential discounts, and I'm looking, and everything that I have got on my wish list isn't discounted. And on the one hand, that like makes me feel a bit like, ugh, don't get any deals. But on the other hand, it makes me feel like, yeah, okay, you see, you can't, like, if it's a good product and it's like being priced kind of okay, then. But anyway, because I'm making lots of purchases, so I'm taking a long time to get to my point. But that's the way it is with me in these vlogs, so get used to it, people. Is that I'm spending money and I'm seeing all the emails coming at me and all of the temptation of this and that, and it makes me just feel a bit tired, you know, just like, oh, it's just too much, right? It's just too much. Buy, and just like, and then I think, I don't really want to be contributing to that as well. So I don't know if you've noticed, but this year we've just been a bit less, just a tiny bit. I'm still saying, hey, it's a sale, etc., but I'm just trying to, you know, notch it down a little bit because, yeah. If you get annoyed with something, then don't contribute to it too much. Anyway, here we go. Snowflake number 1. Very nice, creamy. This is a duck shit for sure. It's a duck shit snowflake. Got a bit of a saline quality. Hopeful, but then smell is smell. Yeah, duck shit. Here we go, number 2. Also duck shit. More cream, more stone, more roasted. You can see that if you go on, Don. Do what you need to do. Push the button. More roasted. And so I'm picking up more of that roast, and that just builds intensity. And it's an interesting thing that they tend not to roast the snowflakes too much. And I think it's because they want to preserve the freshness of it. I get it. But, you know, it's getting that right level. Similar. probably the best, because I'm getting a little bit of creams to fruits. There's a little lilt to that. So currently from Dry Leaf Smell, that one is leading the race, but it's anybody's race. Number 1. Oh, it's so nice. Oh, such a nice smell. It's like, oh, it's so nice. Take what you love about high mountain oolongs and baojongs and you amplify it with dancong. I just think it's just such a great tea when it's done well. Oh my gosh, rice pudding, apple compote, a touch of a berry of some sort. I don't know why I'm having weird visions in my head, which is really disturbing me. I don't really want to tell you the vision because it's just so disturbing me, but I will, because this is the raw vlog. Outside our tea house, somebody last night, like obviously drunken, middle of like puked, right? In like this phone box outside our place, this sort of whatever. It's not a phone box. It's not used anymore. It's just a puke station, you know. And I was just like, oh man, that's gross. And for some reason, I can't get that vision out of my head. And I'm smelling this, and I'm imagining that the puke is like strawberry flavored. So I want to say strawberry flavored puke, but obviously that's disgusting. But like, it's just my way of maybe transforming a gross thing into something nice. But for some reason, when I'm smelling it, it's weird the way your brain works, isn't it? It's delicious. Forget the puke. Strawberry, flowers, loads of flowers as well. But I'm tired and I can't be bothered to come up with flavor notes. Here we go, smell number 2. Oh, so much deeper, so much roastier. But I much prefer this smell, because the roast has taken over, and this is what I meant before. Like, if it's this sort of realm of these very bright strawberry puke smells, no, I won't say it again, you know, then the roast can overtake. And at the moment, the roast is overtaking. Nice. We're moving into the vinyls and apples, still creamy. I like it, but that's a better wet leaf smell. Okay. I feel like these are richer leaves. I feel like the roast is sort of in between, and then these ones just have a deep sweetness to them. It's less in your face aromatics, but less tieguanyin and more like a roasted tieguanyin, but with some of the sweetness of a rock oolong on the smell. Again, this is leading the race. Don't know anything about price, don't know anything about anything, just tins. Okay, I do have like a name on it, number 1 and number 2. So I don't know, is 2 better? Sometimes 2 is more expensive than 1, by the way, just in case people thought, oh, well, you know, the price difference. It doesn't work that way. In fact, it's weird. In Japan, like, they do it the other way around. Well, it's not weird. It actually makes perfect sense, right? Because if A is the worst, or A is like really bad, then you've got room to grow, right? G, oh, there's a better one, H, I, J, K, yeah, you know the alphabet. If you do it the other way, then you're stuck. It's like, when you get to A, you're like, what do I do now? And so that's why you see on these Chinese packets, AA, AAA, AAAAA, and you're just like, okay, stupid. Now it's just gone stupid. Or they start chucking Supreme. So it makes sense to do it the other way around, right? It makes sense. Although you could say the converse, you could always find a worse tea as well, couldn't you? So then it'd be like -A or whatever. I don't know, I'm talking about all sorts right now. Let's see, how should I leave it a bit longer? I don't want to drink too much tea. It's, what time is it? It's 10:38. Not a good time to drink tea. But I do not have any time. And when I saw Snowflake, I was like, okay, you got to taste that now, because if you find a good batch of Snowflake, you got to pull the trigger quickly. It'll go. There's going to be hardly any of this. So, I'll do that. I'll look through my samples and I'll do a bit of that one can wait. It'll probably be around, that batch, for a bit longer. But when I see Snowflake, I'm like, nope, nope, nope. That needs to be tasted. Pronto. Okay. Ill, tired, 20 to 11, and I'm about to drink some Dancong Oolong. Wake up, brain, here we go. Because I hate it when people do that. When they do that and then they start talking, I hate that so much. Or they put food in their mouth and they put it down. It winds me up. Just eat or drink. So I'll do that. But now I forgot what I was going to say. And that's why sometimes you got to stop. Okay. Okay. Great Snowflake. My nose is just in the most beautiful bouquet of flowers and snowy air. It's like you've taken your classic Tieguanyin style flowers, honeysuckle, magnolia, bit of lotus, and you've taken that smell and you've just taken that bouquet and you put it outside, a high mountain, cloudy, snowy, and it's just fresh and bright and vibrant. Vibrant as in fresh, not vibrant as in like redolent and heated, but vibrant because the cool has just turned everything icy about it. And it's just got this iced flower quality. It's amazing. Booyah. Criticisms. It's got no mids. It's midless. It's got no mids, it's got no bass. Now I don't need too much bass, but I need some mids. And you know this about me, right? You all know this about me. Like, you now know what I love in tea. And if you disagree and you want something that is just super high in the clouds, I get you. I get you. Annoys me. I need the mids. Let's see if the roast does something. Smooth, thick, mids, sugars, caramels. Light chocolatey note. Mid, roasty, but not like heavy. Roasted oats, roasted cereals, flapjacks. Lovely. Mwah. Criticisms. No high. No high. Highless. Vague. Not like that. I want to blend them. Will do. But now let's see the third. Best of the bunch. By a mile. Because it's got more balance. It's got less high than this. It's got less bass than this. But it is balanced. And the taste of the finish, or the feeling of that finish, again says to me, richer leaves. I'm getting more mineral. I'm getting more aftertaste. It's just richer leaves. Definitely. Not just most balanced because of the fact that the roast has been done well, but more balanced because the leaves are better. Message. best. Criticisms. It's starting to taste just like a really good duck shit and doesn't really have this is a snowflake. So the only solution is to do the blend of two very, very good snowflakes, but let's see if the combo works. Okay. The answer to that question is it does work, but you still taste the fact that hold on. There's still something missing. I think it's just that richness that I was talking about. It just feels like there's something missing. And I feel like this is the culprit. Because this one here, this one has just got bags of aromatics. It's beautiful. It's just the fact that it hasn't been roasted enough. This one here has been roasted heavier. Why has it been roasted heavier? I'll give you a second. One of the reasons why producers roast teas is to try to add flavor, add caramelization, add something. And that can be amazing and wonderful. And it should be. But if your starting material is a little bit less oomphy, then there is more of a tendency that the producer will have to roast harder to try to get something out of the tea. And so when you have like a snowflake, which is not meant to be roasted heavy, and this is not heavy roasted, but has been treated with a little bit more of a roast, it raises a question. And when you taste it, the note that I get is this is the least rich raw material. This one I think is great, just not roasted. This one is great and been roasted. I think the right amount is slightly over. Slightly. I kind of want to taste this one a bit more like light, but let's see how this blend works. You knew I was doing it, so let's see. Making me burp. Cheers, everybody. Thumbs up. That's the thumbnail. There you go. I don't know what the caption will be. See, then you catch it. Okay, listen. Banging, bam, buy it, want it. Love it. Richness, minerality, creaminess, some fruits, some resins, honeysuckle, flowers, just flowers, and snow. Beautiful. So now what do I do? Find out the prices of each of them. How do you blend Dancong? They're such thick, wiry leaves that actually trying to make a blend is a major pain. Trying to work it out it's not a major pain, but it's just difficult to do. Do I release it as a little set? Packaging wise, that becomes a hassle. How do I do that? I've got to get a box, I've got to get thins, and then I've got to pay for all of those things and print them and get them assembled. That costs money, so it's going to cost a lot more. And then people are going to say, but it's a set, it should be cheaper. It's like, no, it's a set. It's actually more expensive because we have to pay for more packaging. And if it's cheaper, then again, refer back to the beginning of this video about profit margins. So, but I would like to, and I will consider it. How can we make a blend? How can we allow you to try the blend? And would you like to try the two differently? Of course you would. You would like to try that one and do the blend because it would be more enjoyable for you, right? So now I've got to think of that, to be continued in my head. But I do like this blend. I think this blend is a really good snowflake. We'll see what the prices are like and we'll see if it works. And I think about a way to do it without making it too much work for everybody out there at the warehouse, etc. But I'm not going to think about it now. Instead, I will bid you farewell.